It's already been another 3 months and here we are, back with another quarterly stats recap. Similar to last time, we've got the most data that was already featured last time, but we've also added a bit more onto that. And now, enjoy the 2022 Q2 stats report. Hey all, Venom here with the Q2 full playthrough / endurance stream report. Just as a recap, because I am recap handy, this report details all the full playthroughs of games that took more than 2 streams to complete. Unfortunately, the quarry did not make this list because it took exactly 2 streams to finish. That said, enough talk, let's get into it. Taking a brief look at the graph, we're starting off with the elephant in the room. Nagzz streamed Elden Ring for a massive 147 total hours. Next, we have Suitwo coming in at a comparatively paltry 11 hours and 48 minutes total. This was then followed by Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance at a sizable 39 hours and 24 minutes. Up next is Mafia, Definitive Edition at 10 hours and 48 minutes total. I ended up adding in Seaman because it did take more than 2 streams and was fully completed, taking 15 hours and 4 minutes. Overall, Elden Ring took up 65.4% of all full playthrough stream time for Q2, with Mafia, Definitive Edition taking up only 4.8%. This quarter, Nagzz streamed his full playthroughs for an average of 44 hours and 58 minutes, and cumulatively streamed for a gargantuan 224 hours and 54 minutes. Looking at the data comparatively to Q1, the average stream time jumped by 104% from Q1 to Q2, whereas the total stream time jumped a massive 153% from Q1 to Q2. Looks like becoming Elden Lord was top priority for Nagzz in the last 3 months. Elden Ring, without question, made the biggest impact in Q2, and interestingly enough, sits in Nagzz's top 3 most streamed games of his entire Twitch career, exactly matched by VRChat at 147 hours and beaten by Minecraft at 159 hours. Top on the Twitch tracker page is just chatting, and while chatting with Nagzz is a game in and of itself, it does not make this list. Eager to see how Q3 shapes up. Now, as a new addition to our stats crew, we have sound redeems to go through. This data is gathered from the start of May, when Nagzz decided to update his redeem system, removing many older redeems, but added many new sound redeems for chat to spend their mauled coins on. Whether it was a good decision or not, we can leave that up to Nagzz. Now, in total during these 2 months, chat used a sound alert during the streams 2,636 times in total, with 1,472 of them being in May and 1,164 in June. So a light decrease in redeems used. Chat compensated this with spamming redeems in offline chat 98 times in total, with Makijaaa having the most redeems made with 46 offline redeems. Most of the stream's so-called content is just chatting, so it makes sense that it has the most of the redeems with 1,529 redeems, with the gaming section coming as the second largest segment with redeems. During bathroom breaks, chat is known to spam and try to make you make a mess, and as such has 201 redeems in total, and during this quarter, there were in total 162 muted alerts during the streams in either react segments or Nagzz wanting them to be muted. Lastly, let's look how much each sound redeem was used. Emotional Damage song has the most redeems by far, with nearly twice the amount of the second most redeemed one, Honk. Other than that, redeems seem to have spread pretty evenly, and none of them seem to have clearly less redeems than others, showing you that chat always finds moments for all of the sound alerts. After all this, just remember, Nagzz, that you did this all to yourself. Naglaugh. Let's take a look at your Vtuber stats. Recently you passed the 50th video mark, now with 54 total videos reacting to chat's clips of Vtubers. As of that video, 288 total Vtubers have appeared at least once. In fact, there have been so many that I can't even fit all their names onto the graph. But that's around 5 new Vtubers featured per video, which is very impressive. Here is a list of the top 10 Vtubers that have appeared. with Gura and Finyana fairly close to each other and Kali comfortably in third. You may notice that all those Vtubers are either from Hololive or Nyasanji, the majority of the most featured are. But among them are a few names you know well, such as Mousy, Shylily, Pikami, Chibi, Tenma, and Naimune. As the number of videos go up, so too do these numbers. I will see you back here with more info in the next recap. Let's take a look at slams now. Compared to the first quarterly recap, you have slammed Deskun 204 times less, and decreased the damage total by almost 2000, which is a good sign. However, if we compare these numbers to this time last year, you have still slammed your desk 378 more times, and done 4499 more damage, while streaming nearly the exact same amount of times comparing the first half of 2021 and 2022. Now let's see the graphs for a visual representation of those numbers. There is one which clearly stands out for slams. I'll note that though this falls under the time you played Seaman, that high number came from you doing an impression of Onigiri writing a tweet longer about you. As for damage, there are quite a few standouts. While there were no streams which beat the most from the first quarter, some came close, the chief among them being the day we learned that today's word of the day is Aspito, which means faded person. Aside from that, the day you played with Noble, Shino, and Koi. Anyway, hopefully this trend of lower numbers continues, as right now this year is shaping up to be worse for Deskun than last year, and last year was bad enough Nagzz. In the period of this quarter, there were a lot of bets done. The standouts among them happened last month. As you can see, Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance brought about a lot of fun bets, and we got a fairly mixed bag of results, especially with the new bet feature which allows for more than just faith and non-faith. I've also included a table to show how often this feature was utilized. We have the two classic faith and non-faith, but then we have everything in between. We see that faith wins outright in how many times they won. You would need to add the other ones together just to be able to match them. I've also included a graph to better show how each group fared when they appeared. How will these numbers change going into the third quarter? We'll have to wait and see, but first off comes Minecraft, and I'm sure we can find some fun bets to get from that week. Greetings Nagzz and chat. It's me Zodiac. Today, like last quarter, I bring you the update on the Weeb Points given and taken from Nagzz over quarter 2 of 2022. Over the last 3 months 2,057,878 messages were written in chat, which is almost 500,000 messages more than last quarter. 8,957 of those messages were about Weeb Points. Our top commented stream was on the 25th of April with 70,929 messages over 18.5 hours, which means around 3,800 messages per hour. In general, an average of 35,481 messages were posted per stream. Looking at the Weeb Points, you actually did better this quarter. You only lost 25,552 points instead of the 37,566 points you lost last quarter. This puts you at an average of 441 points lost per stream. June was especially a very interesting month with a lot of spikes in both directions and the most points that you gained over a short time in all of 2022. Now as a new addition this quarter we have the top people in chat who took and gave points to Nagzz in 2022. For the positive side we have Sumo Rocks in first place with a huge gap to everyone else sitting at 10,117 points. Followed by Makijaaa and Pikachu9021 in second and third place with 3,917 and 3,713 points respectively. For the negative side we have Stspoyi, High-Tech Aztec and you were indicted with -9,508, -9,461 and -8,589 points sitting in the first 3 places. Overall you lost 65,082 Weeb Points in 2022. Where are you going, Nagzz? I didn't know your sense of direction is so bad even your Weeb Points go into the wrong direction. And now for something new, the monthly Madness stream chat wars stats. Since we were on break in June, we only have stats for a single month. If you remember, No Bet Gang won on the 15th of May against Nagzz and 10 gambling teams. Claps in chat for No Bet Gang and all participants. This chart shows the total amount of actions over the total duration. The flat line in the beginning was the short break we had to investigate why Team 10 wasn't moving. Unfortunately, we couldn't fix it in time. Looking at the internals, the detection for Team 1 had a false positive and included Team 10, so Team 10 was unintentionally playing for Team 1. Whoops. This table shows all players and their contributions to their teams. The most active participant of each team is highlighted in a more vibrant green. Each player's percentage of total contribution is listed to the right. The 5 involuntary helpers of Team 1 are highlighted in red. So, for the sake of the data, let's fix that in post and see what would have been if it worked correctly. Team 1 goes from 78 messages down to just 30, losing over 60% of their contributions. No Bet Gang, unsurprisingly, had the most participants with 14 people sending commands, of which only 2, Unfair Balloon, 7, and Jerk the Average, carried the team and sent more than 10 messages. Here you can see the same chart with Team 10's data fixed. Team 9 still holds the lead over No Bet Gang and... Wait. Is that a secondary axis? Oh wow. Ahem. Well, that's quite a lot, isn't it? 442 messages? Jesus. The bot sure doesn't hold back, huh? Well, I'm sure Nagzz is fine. What did you say? Most taunts and deaths while taunting? Let's pretend we didn't see that. Moving on to the next topic. The last 3 months have seen a few new implementations for the betting system, and with the current version 2.2 we are still going strong. We started this quarter off pretty simple with an average of 85 bets per stream and single high of 100 bets. This changed quickly though as we went from April to May and we saw multiple highs of even up to 116 bets, not high enough to beat our record but still impressive nonetheless. Especially thanks to a lot of the 100 plus bets that we got during June, the average went up to almost 100 bets per stream close to the end of the quarter. Overall we had 1,520 bets in April, 1,751 bets in May and 1,856 bets in June, totaling up to an astonishing amount of 5,127 bets in just 3 months. Similar to the total bet amount, the amount of winners had an upwards trend, but that was highly inflated by the stream from the 24th June, since a bet for 30 subs if Nagzz wasn't on time gave us a total of 25 winners, more than we had in some weeks combined. Overall we had 24 winners in April, 49 winners in May and 59 winners in June, totaling up to once again an astonishing amount of 132 total winners. Time for the Seagull stream report for the second quarter. This report uses the data of the 58 streams of the period between April and June of the year 2022. On average you were 23 minutes late, with your best month being June, which was a 20-minute average lateness, and your worst was May, which had an average lateness of 25 minutes. You managed to be on time once, which was on June 24th and was a bet. Aside from that, your earliest time was 3 minutes late, this was also in June. Funny enough, June also had your latest start of 1 hour and 42 minutes, which happened on the 1st. You had 2 bets during this quarter, the first one you lost in April, and the second was in June, which you succeeded in not having to give chat subs. If we compare these months to last year, April and May both had increases to your average lateness, but June saw a slight decrease. And if we compare your average lateness of this quarter to the first, you have unfortunately done worse by 2 minutes. Hopefully going into this third quarter you will manage to turn this around. Let's see how it goes. And with that, another successful stats report is completed. It was a lot of fun working on this again, and especially since we've got such an amazing team that even grew a lot since last time. We were able to add a few people who only started working on their stats at the end of last time and just barely didn't make it in, even if they weren't featured this time around. Not only that, but we've also got a few more people helping us out behind the scenes. I'm so thankful to everyone who worked on this, all the people who gathered the stats, who helped us out, the mod team who provided us with the resources and freedom in the Discord server to work efficiently as a team, and of course Nagzz and chat who provided us with the data. Sadly we weren't able to include everything that we've gathered because of a few time constraints and not wanting to make this thing like an hour long, but we always try to improve these reports when we have the time. And you'll be able to find some of those that we were not able to include in the video description. We are already looking forward to the next one, which will be even better and will include the now upcoming data for the Hardcore Minecraft Endurance Week and much more. We hope you all enjoyed this as much as we did. See you in 3 months with the next one. Until then, chat.